Hello, I'm Lauren Green, and you're in the Strategy Room. Donald Trump waded into the contentious debate over North Carolina's so-called bathroom bill this week, saying transgender people should be able to use whatever restroom they feel most comfortable with. And now his GOP rival, Ted Cruz, is hitting back with this video posted on his Twitter. Take a look.
People go, they use the bathroom that they feel is appropriate.
All right, and joining me now with reaction are Washington Examiner reporter Kyle Feldscher and Liz Peek, columnist for the Fiscal Times. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Kyle, let me start with you. What do you make of this ad?
Well, it seems like the Cruz campaign is really trying to hang Donald Trump with his own words here. It seems like so much during this campaign, Donald Trump has been the not politically correct candidate. He's willing to say whatever. And now the Cruz campaign is trying to turn the tables on him and say that he's playing to the politically correct crowd by taking this stance that really, I think a lot of conservatives are worried shows that Donald Trump is a liberal in conservative clothing.
Mm-hmm. And, Liz, Cruz has these conservative credentials, and this is what he's trying to pump up. He's using this perhaps as a tool to separate himself from Trump. Is it working for him?
It hasn't worked for him. I think the more he talks about himself being the consistent conservative and try to make that a real dividing point between himself and Donald Trump, people kind of look at him and say, we don't care. We like Donald Trump because he's talking about things that matter to us. And by the way, I don't think most people really care that much about where transgender individuals go to the bathroom. I mean, this has become an issue that is blown out of proportion, way out of proportion in most people's minds. And I actually think there's a cottage industry evolving of being a Trump translator. I'm going to translate Trump. Trump is basically saying, look, you know what, this has never been a big issue for people before. Let's just leave it alone. Let people kind of solve it as the way they always have. Maybe he means states issues, whatever. But I think Cruz is just hammering on something that really doesn't need to be hammered on.
And Kyle, is Trump kind of just looking forward to the general election instead of, actually focusing on Cruz's comments or trying to be this conservative candidate? He's really trying to focus on just the general election at this point with these kind of comments like this.
It definitely seems like it. And this is something we've heard from Donald Trump for months now, that he's trying to pivot to the general election. But, given that he had such a huge win in New York this past week, he kind of does seem like he is going that way and trying to, take on Hillary Clinton more than he's taking on John Kasich and Ted Cruz. Whether that is a smart idea or not, given that there's going to be such a huge fight at the convention over these delegates, remains to be seen. But that is the track that he's taking at this point.
Yeah, Liz, I mean, the transgender issue was small, like you were saying. It's very small until it sort of got blown out of proportion. I mean, is this something that's going to be taken into the general election, even though it has sort of kind of created its own animal?
I really hope it's not. There are so many more important issues confronting this country than where transgenders go to the bathroom. Seriously. Let's remember this is a tiny part of the country, maybe 700,000 individuals, something like that. And certainly they have issues. It's great to protect their rights and so forth, their privacy. But again, this hasn't been a big issue. Let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about job creation and growth. Things that really matter to all those moms and dads sitting around the kitchen table wondering how they're going to finance their kids going to college or how they're going to finance their retirement. Transgender issues I just don't really think should loom large in the election.
Kyle, what do you think?
I'm on the same track here. I find it hard to believe that given the problems we have with national security and the economy and so many other issues that have been popping up, this bill in North Carolina, this law, I guess, in North Carolina now is making a lot of hay, but it's hard to see that going forward. We saw this last year with religious freedom acts, in Indiana and other places that were big news cycles for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then they kind of disappeared. And I wouldn't be surprised to see if that see the same thing happen here with North Carolina.
Very interesting. All right, thank you very much, Kyle and Liz, for being here.
Thank you.
And for complete coverage of the 2016 race, go to foxnews.com. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.